Hello Taurus, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of December 25th through 31st. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now we're just going to dive into your general energies. What is it that you need to know? What is the message coming through for you? Well, Knight of Discs, or Pentacles. So let's see where that goes. We're going to lay out the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread. And we are, of course, as we always do, going to include this mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, whatever you want to call it. We're going to leave that right there. We're not going to look at that until the very end, and hopefully that will give us the confirmation that we're looking for and tie everything together at the end, you know. So we have some air, some water, water, air, 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 earth, earth, and finally a major. So it looks to me like we're missing a little bit of fire, okay? Now, Taurus, you're kind of an earthy sign, right? We know that. So I feel like having some of this earth energy is really good. I think you're really accepting your responsibility, accepting your power. It seems like you are doing the things you're comfortable doing. You're right, kind of in your own environment, right? I feel like there is some fire lacking. There's either some kind of passion or some kind of creativity, some kind of spark that's needed. Maybe this mystery card will be that spark that'll kind of push us to the next level, right? And we've got all this air to deal with too, so let's just get started. I feel like you're at this kind of Knight of Discs position where things are going fairly well, okay? No complaints. But you're kind of looking out at all of your success, all of your work, just the things that you have manifested for yourself, okay? Could be in your professional life, could be in your personal life. You're kind of looking out at all of this thinking, okay, yeah, that's good, but what is coming next? I see perhaps some thing is needed, some kind of movement, some kind of activity, some kind of change is needed with things, right? And honestly, I think what you're really wanting right now is some sort of inspiration, right? We said there's no fire here. I think there's no spark of inspiration. There's no motivation. There's no excitement or passion right now. So I feel like you're looking out over everything and thinking, yeah, this is nice. I like this. But it's missing something, right? You cook something, you taste it, it's good, but God, what is it missing? What does it need? It needs a little bit of spice. So what you're kind of looking for is represented by this High Priestess energy. And this, I think, is that divine inspiration, that this kind of the message from above, right? That intuition, that kind of divine spark, just that motivation, that synchronicity, that sign or omen. Just that little message, the whisper, the clue, something to focus on, to direct you, to light that fire underneath you. Now, it could be that this High Priestess is going to start that fire over here with that mystery card. Could be that's the spark we're looking for, right? But I feel like this is your vibe. This is your situation this week, okay? And we're looking for this message. We're standing kind of at the edge of this precipice thinking, okay, give me a sign. Tell me what I should be doing right now. What is it that this dish needs, right? What is it that will take us to the next level? What is it that will push us along, that will keep us going? Okay? Because things are okay now, but will they still be okay in the future, right? We need to keep moving forward, keep progressing. So I feel like that's where we're kind of at. In the recent past, I see this Knight of Swords. I wonder if this is an air sign person in your life. I wonder if you just ended something with them. Or if you kind of not lost them, but lost their input, right? It could be that this was the end of a relationship. It could be someone in your business or in your career that kind of left, went somewhere else. It's not a part of your life anymore. Okay? I feel like they were an inspiration to you. They were kind of a motivating force, or at minimum, someone that you could bounce ideas off of, communicate with, someone that would give you the feedback that would keep that fire kind of going, right? Like this is the air that's kind of the oxygen that's fueling the fire that's burning on the log, right, on the earth. You know what I mean? But now without the oxygen, that fire is kind of dying out, and now you're just like I'm going to say a smoldering log, but that doesn't sound right. You know what I mean. I think that person's not there anymore. I don't know why. I don't know who they were. I don't think that they are around to offer you that reflection, you know, that kind of sounding board, that feedback. But you are looking for change. Two of discs at the top of the path of the dove. You're looking for something different. You're looking to kind of, you know, how do I improve things? How do I keep progressing? How do I keep growing, innovating? How do I keep moving forward? So again, this is pretty obvious. I think this is what you're focused on right now. And what you're looking toward in the immediate future is this kind of anxiety, right? This is almost the sense like, okay, things are good now, but looking into the future, if I don't do something, things are going to get a little shaky. Things might take a turn. There's going to be some unsteadiness, some uncertainty, too many variables. It's just kind of, you know, it's not going to stay stable forever. You know, things are going to change, and you have to kind of change with them. So there's this kind of worry about the future, this anxiety over how things are going to shift in the future. Okay, 5 of discs. And then beneath all of that, we're going to start in with this air energy again, the 3 of swords. There's something going on beneath the surface that I think this is why the fire isn't here. This is what might be inhibiting some of this fire. And this is, I think, like a lamentation, kind of. I think it's kind of the memory, perhaps, the pain, the heartache, the grief over whatever happened with this Knight of Swords here, that air sign person maybe. Whatever the situation was there, I don't know why they're not in your life anymore, but I feel like it's still affecting you. It's something that you still think about a lot, and the more you think about it, the worse you feel. The worse you feel, the more you think about it. So this is kind of a recurring thing. This is, the 3 here is like churning out all of this grief and pain and kind of heartache and sorrow, and that's leading to some stagnation because you're just kind of getting wrapped up in this memory, this thinking, this reliving, rehashing the event, whatever happened. And I think this is maybe too much of that thought, too much of the air that has kind of smothered the fire, right? So I think this is going on within you, and this is something I think needs to be acknowledged, needs to be processed, needs to be just dealt with, accepted, and resolved in some way in order for this fire to return, okay? Or for the fire to kind of start to grow and build up again. I don't think the fire's died out. I just think that it's not really very noticeable right now, okay? And so I don't know how long this process will take. There's really not much of an indication of a timeline here, but I do see that you're already looking in the future and seeing that like some worry, some anxiety, some uncertainty, some shakiness is already like on the horizon. You can kind of already see that. Okay, but I don't know how far ahead that is. We're going to move over to the path of the Serpent now. Your general energy, 4 of Swords. This is a good sign. This is telling me that you're trying to kind of get out of this this 3 of Swords situation, right? You're trying to kind of pull yourself out of this, reliving this grief, this kind of sorrow that you're in, right? With this, whatever this is that happened. And I don't, you don't have to tell me, or of course, don't put it in the comments. I think it's a very personal thing. So we're not going to dwell on that too much, but I feel like your energy right now is consciously trying to resolve it, to find the closure, right? And this is like the feeling here with the 4 is that you kind of have to take a rest after all of this, right? After this air energy, the three, with the Three of Swords and this air sign person, maybe an air sign person, whatever that was, I feel like you need some time to rest and recuperate, right? You need that kind of restorative sleep. You need the self-care, the rest, you know? And I think this is what you're focused on right now. I guess this could be why there's not more fire here, more of a sense of urgency about things, because you know that, look, you're coming out of that, whatever that painful event was. Coming out of that, you need to rest, rejuvenate, you need to restore yourself. You need the self-care, the self-love, right? So I think this is what you're focused on now. You still are going to be experiencing this kind of, not a dullness, but a melancholy, right? The joy and pleasure of things is kind of going to be gone for the time being. Whatever that relationship was with that air sign person is going to affect you. It's not something that's just going to go away and you're, oh, I'm happy again. It's something that you're going to have to live with. You're going to carry it with you, okay? But it doesn't need to interfere with the rest of your life. It doesn't need to impede your happiness or your success or your progress, okay? So I'm saying to allow yourself to recover from it, forgive whatever, come to grips with it, deal with the issue, right? And recover, rest, restore yourself. Doesn't mean that you're going to forget all about it and just, you know, things are going to be great again. You're still going to carry that kind of melancholy for some time, I think. And it might affect the way you interact with other people for a while, right? This card, Eight of Cups, in the position of your relationships. I don't think you're going to really experience that kind of connection, that kind of joy, that kind of love or pleasure with everyone you meet, right? It may take some time for you to really fully deal with what happened. But at least in the short term, you can rest, restore, recover. You can get back to business. But of course, you're not going to lose that connection that you have with that air sign, with that Three of Swords. You know, I'm not saying to just forget it. I'm saying to process it enough that you can continue with your life, move on in terms of your activities, if this is a business thing, or if this is just really you getting back into the routine of your life, right? I think it's important to reach that stage. First, you have to process. First, you have to rest and recover, restore yourself, self-love, self-care. And then you can kind of get back on the horse and start doing your daily stuff again, okay? And the next card, Fears, Worries, Concerns, Three of Cups. This is kind of an obvious one. What if you never have that kind of joy and happiness again? Okay? And I think anyone who's ever lost someone, had an unfortunate event, had some painful experience in their life, which we all have, okay? I think there's always this feeling in the moment of, I'll never be happy again, right? I'll never have another reason to celebrate. I'm sorry that this reading has taken this kind of a turn. But I think this is the energy that's here, and so we need to talk about it. And I think that this is the obstacle that you need to kind of get past, is this feeling like this kind of hopelessness, or this feeling like no joy will ever live up to the joy that you had. There will be no more celebrations, no more happiness. You'll never feel good again, okay? You may not feel good right now, and it may be some time before you experience this joy and pleasure and celebration in your other relationships, in new relationships. But this Three of Cups is coming, right? There will be more reasons to celebrate. You will experience joy again, okay? And then finally, the last card is the Nine of Swords, Path of the Serpent here. This is a couple of things. This is one, don't fall into this trap. Don't compound the problem of the 3 and turn it into a 9, right? You're going to make it exponentially worse, like literally. So this is the trap of being so far down in our thoughts that it's just, you're going to have a hard time pulling yourself out, right? Don't let it get this deep or this bad, you know, before you really before you reach out to someone. And of course, remember, we still had this high priestess, like you're waiting for this sign, you're waiting for this signal that it's, and of where to go from here, or how to move forward, how to act, what to do, you know what I mean, to get that fire started again. So you have to, I think, focus on that and not focus on these swords, especially the Nine of Swords, which is really far down the tree, right? This is just some really kind of destructive and harmful air energy. And we don't want it to get this deep in there. But this is also coming to grips with reality. This is also the painful truth, right? This is also like acknowledging what happened and saying, yeah, it sucks, but I need to keep moving. I need to keep striving. So this is kind of some motivation as well, right? Or it could be used as motivation. It's that kind of the painful acceptance of reality in your mind, like acknowledging that this is the painful circumstances that you're in. Okay, let's look at this confirmation card. This needs to be some really positive energy to end the reading, or I'm just not going to end it. I'm just going to keep going. So this could be something like an Empress. This could be some fire energy, because we were looking for that fire, right? We need that spark to kind of get things going, to get the enthusiasm again. Well, we don't have the fire, but we do have this Jupiter energy, this good fortune. This is saying that, look, if you get back on the horse, you get back into the wheel, right? You hop back on this merry-go-round. You're going to really have success. You're going to get that fire back, I think, slowly over time. Okay? Wheel of Fortune is major arcana energy. With the Wheel of Fortune, with all of the major arcana, time is not really a factor, right? They don't abide by linear time, right? So this could be today, could be a year from now, but the point is it's coming. It's there, and it will be there, and it will develop and grow and expand. There's that Jupiter energy. There's that faith, that hope, that trust. Putting your faith, hope, and trust into the process, into the universe, into your higher soul. And I think you will receive this sign and synchronicity, this blessing, this divine guidance. Okay? And that divine guidance, I think, is going to urge you to get back on this merry-go-round and keep striving. And things will continue to grow and get better and expand in this very generous, very beneficial way. Right? It's that Jupiter energy. And Jupiter is very stern, but very caring and very nurturing, very supportive, very protective, right? So you have some major forces on your side. And I think that should give you at least a little bit of comfort and some motivation, okay? We're going to take a look at this in the extended just for a minute, see if there are any other energies that come through. If you want to become a member to the channel, you can click on the link in the description box. This was your weekly tarot reading for December 25th through 31st on Dove and Serpent Tarot.